With the start of school and September just around the corner, Michiganders are beginning to think about that tasty fall tradition. What are we talking about? Apple season, of course. But with many agricultural sectors suffering from weather and trade issues, how are things looking for apples this year? New at 7, Barton Dieters has the answers.
Here at Robinette's, there are a few varieties that are ready to go, but the main apple picking season is still a few weeks away. We came out today to find out how the orchard's going to look this year. So end of September, early October is really kind of the peak time for the apple lovers.
When the leaves are starting to change on the trees and the mornings are getting nice and cool. Yeah.
Ed Robinette is a fourth-generation grower, and he's been doing it for 56 years at the popular Robinette's Orchards, Apple House, and Winery. He's seen good years and bad when it comes to the fall harvest, but this year is another in a string of pretty good years. Michigan is the nation's third largest apple producing state, just behind New York State and way behind apple giant Washington State. The Michigan Apple Committee predicts a statewide harvest of 25.25 million bushels, about the same as the harvest in 2018 and just slightly lower than Michigan's record crop in 2016 of 28 million bushels. Unlike other crops that suffered from our extremely wet spring, apples thrived.
The apple tree took all the water that nature gave it this spring and grew. It was beautiful. The trees were happy.
Ed says weather has caused a minor delay.
Apples are about 5 days behind what we would consider a normal because of the cool, wet spring that we had.
He says apple fans will find some new things to try.
Dandy Red, Zestar, Sansa, some that you've probably never heard of are really good eating apples.
But some things remain the same.
Honeycrisp is still the #1. It's got that incredible crunch and snap when you bite it and juice that runs down your chin, so it's hard to beat.
At WoodTV.com, we have links to help you find apples in West Michigan when they're ready. In Kent County, Barton Dieters, News 8.
And as Barton just mentioned, the weather this spring and summer played a huge role in this year's apple crop. So we want to bring Emily back in. She's taking a look back at what we've experienced so far this year. Emily?
Yeah, so if you look back to those spring months, we had some cool weather, we had some rainy weather. Overall spring temperatures, and this includes March going forward all the way until May 31st, those spring temperatures were 1.8 degrees below normal, which doesn't seem like much, but it does make a difference. Spring rainfall, about 2.5 inches above normal. Close to 2.7 inches above normal with our spring snowfall. So it was indeed a cool and a wet spring. And then July, as we know, was really nice. It was warm. We had sunshine, warm temperatures, and plenty of sunshine through the month of July. Our July temperatures this year were about 2.9 degrees above normal. Last year, they were about 1.9 degrees above normal. So we had those warm temperatures in July. We had the cool weather, the rainy weather through the spring, and those two factors made a difference for our apple crop this year. Now, if you want to head out to the orchards anytime in the upcoming weeks, it is getting to be that time of year. Meteorological fall actually starts September 1st. I think we're going to see a trend where our temperatures are just slightly below normal, and we might see some wetter than normal conditions as well. Marley?
All right, thanks for that insight, Emily.